Got to be careful with masks and hearing aids. Okay, good morning. Welcome to our Sunday service, whether you are on Zoom or here in the sanctuary. I'm Ginny Johnson, your worship associate for today, with a lot of help from Karen Sparrow. Our service today includes Reverend Roger Dr. Jones, Reverend Lucy Bunch, music director Anthony Tavianini, and there's Anthony, there he is, and pianist Irina Tchantceva. And they are here today with our wonderful choir. Somebody asked me, what do the gold thing or the orange things mean? They're choir. We thank our technical producers who are Colleen Emrys and Ivan Caballero. This is our annual gratitude service in advance of Thanksgiving. A special ritual is coming later on, and we thank Molly Stuart for decorating our altar today. I'm hearing a little, okay. Our mission statement says, we come together to deepen our lives and be a force for healing in the world. We invite you to explore all the ways we fulfill this mission. Our weekly message email comes out the end of the week, and you can find it and lots more activities on our website. And the website, of course, is UUSS.org. In addition to learning about this week's program, you can learn the good news that we will once again be having dinner at church on Thanksgiving Day. The food will be served inside, but we'll eat under the patio cover. That means outside. Main dishes will be provided, but the rest is a potluck. That means you bring something too. Reservations are necessary. Please sign up with Lori Jones today on the patio or email her at the address appearing in the chat, which is thanksgiving@uuss.org. Our youth groups for both middle school and senior high youth meet here on campus on the first and third Sundays, which that's one of these are today. The middle school folks met earlier. The senior high youth group will meet after the service outside classroom 6. That's down that way, and they know what that means. Religious education for children from kindergarten to grade 5 is called Soul Kids, and it meets every Sunday before church on Zoom. Details are in the weekly message and at the website, and it's UUSS.RE. If you are here in person, please join us for tea or coffee or lemonade and conversation out on the patio and visit the activity tables. Our bookstore is also open both before and after church each Sunday. For those that don't know, the bookstore is back in our library that way. Okay. If you are here on Zoom, please stay online after the service for Coffee Hub. By the magic of Zoom, you'll be able to put a break room for 12 minutes for a brief time of conversation and getting acquainted. If you are new to UUSS, we're glad you're here. Please fill out a newcomer's card so that we can send you information about us. It's at our website at uuss.org/newcomers. If you are here in person and you're new, you can fill out a copy of that form at the welcome table, which is out and to your left when you walk out. Our greeters will be happy to give you one. Now, please remember to put your cell phones on airplane mode or off. I had to ask again. Anyway. I do want to say, for those of you who are joining us at home, we encourage you to find an object that you can use for our ritual later. It should be something that reflects or stands for your gratitude for the earth and other beings, for a community, for important relationships, or other blessings in your life. It could be a picture, a piece of fruit, a pine cone like the folks here are using, or some other momentum. You could simply write words on a piece of paper too.
And if you're here and you didn't get a pine cone when you came in, I'm going to put them on the altar And during our opening hymn, which comes after the chalice lighting, you can come forward and get one because you're going to want one later on in the service. So I'm putting them here on the altar.
Again, we're glad you're here. If you're at home, this is the time to get your candle or your chalice ready for the chalice lighting ritual. Now Reverend Roger will speak.
Good morning and happy Sunday. It's great to be with you on this beautiful, clear, sunny Sunday morning. And it's good to be with you on Zoom. I hope it's clear and sunny where you are. I'd like to invite Reverend Lucy to join me and to welcome Jade Lewis Bowles from our senior high youth group in reciting the words for our chalice lighting, and then Ginny will light our flaming chalice.
Sorry. All right. These words come from a prayer written long ago by the Reverend Max Coots, entitled A Harvest of People. Informally, it is called the vegetable prayer. Just in case you never heard of a hubbard, it is a very large winter squash. Let us give thanks for a bounty of people, for children who are our second planting, and though they grow like weeds and the wind too soon blows them away, may they remember fondly where their roots are.
For generous friends with hearts as big as hubbards and smiles as bright as blossoms. For feisty friends as tart as apples. For continuous friends who, like scallions and cucumbers, keep reminding us that we've had them.
For crotchety friends, as sour as rhubarb and as indestructible. For funny friends, as silly as Brussels sprouts, and serious friends, as complex as cauliflowers, and as intricate as onions. For friends as unpretentious as cabbages, and friends like parsnips, who could be counted on to see you through the winter. For old friends, nodding like sunflowers in the evening.
And young friends coming on as fast as radishes. For loving friends who wind around us like tendrils and hold us, despite our blights, our wilts, and our witherings.
And finally, we give thanks for those friends who are now gone, but who fed us in their times so that we might live. Let us give thanks for the bounty of people in our lives. Blessed be. Amen.
In joyful celebration this morning, we invite everyone to stand and sing 349, We Gather Together, as we recall and consider all the gracious gifts that have been bestowed upon us.
It is good to be together. It's good to see so many familiar faces and see familiar names on the Zoom screen, and to see new faces and people that are visiting us, and people who haven't been here for a very long time. This is a time in our service for contemplating our joys, our sorrows, our hopes, our occasions for gratitude. And if you're on Zoom, we invite you to use the chat function, click on that icon, and to type your joys and sorrows so the Zoom congregants can see what one another is posting, and then Lucy and I will see a printout of the chat later. If you're here in the sanctuary, we invite you to receive the music from Irina and gently to move around and share your joys or sorrows with one another, or just to quietly receive the music this time. We do have an opportunity for you to provide your joys and sorrows to be spoken during the service through a link to a form, and you'll find the link in our weekly message that comes out, or in a past weekly message, and on our website. And then, or you can call the office before the close of business on Friday. Occasionally, somebody will slip a piece of paper into our hands before the service, which is a little risky because it might get lost in the shuffle. So. Everyone for sharing what is on your hearts, and thanks to everyone for bearing witness to our joys, sorrows, our hopes, and our occasions for gratitude. On this morning, we call to mind those from our congregation who are in hospice care and other members whose conditions are too frail to enable them to come to church in person, including Billy, Helen, Edie, Linda, Mary, and Anna, among others. and we send our love and thanks to them. We hold in our hearts those in our community who are dealing with surgery, chemotherapy, mental health care, and we send our healing wishes and our love. We call to mind Anthony, who has been released from the hospital, and Ernest, who has been in and out and back in the hospital following a stroke, pneumonia, and other complications. We send healing strength to them and strength to Catherine and to Sandra, their devoted spouses, and we send love to all. When I asked Ernest Perez if I could lift up his name in the joys and sorrows today, he smiled and whispered yes, and added, "Tell them that my joy is the congregation." I invite you now to join me in taking a long inhale breath and pausing briefly and then letting out a long breath. And now let's do it again, deeply in and pausing, and then a deep exhale. And now let's notice our bodies resting where they're resting, our feet, our arms, our bodies, making contact, being present. And now one more time, deeply in, pausing, and then a deep exhale. And let us continue with an awareness of the breath of life, lifting our bodies up and out as I offer these words of prayer, which will be followed by silence and then singing. O Spirit of life and life's renewal, open our hearts to the gift of this precious day. Open our spirits to recognize the blessings we can bring into this day and every day of the coming week. As the holiday week approaches, some among us are anticipating reunions after long separations. Others are still missing loved ones. Others are concerned for safety, whether of physical health or emotional peace. Too many in this nation of loneliness and separation are simply hoping for connection and for kindness. This past week has brought more news to break the heart and burden the spirit. It can be tempting to turn away from the burdens of our times, the ugliness, injustice, hostility, racism, selfishness. Help us not to turn away from reality, but to bear witness to life with a deep and centering breath in and out. May we pause to relax our grip, to hold on to life less tightly. And by doing so, may we lessen the hold of these burdens on our spirits. O Spirit of creativity and Spirit of courage, help us so that we may discern where our gifts are needed. Help us to know how we can provide our solidarity and our support. Grant us courage for the living of these days. Spirit of love and Spirit of compassion, help us to see all of our gifts and lessons and commitments and values as blessings to us and blessings that we can offer. Help us to see all times as times for which our values have made us ready. May we be led into a wider place of the Spirit, a space and a sense where gratitude can emerge as a tool for us, as a light. May awareness, appreciation, and gratitude shine a light on the ordinary gifts of our lives. May we give our thanks for abundance resilience, creativity, courage, and love. So may it be. Amen. Well, let's pause for our own quiet meditations. So may it be, blessed be, and amen.
For the time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day. For those gathered here and those far away. For the time we share with love and care. Oh, we give thanks for this precious day.
Many of us are familiar with some practice of giving thanks for the gifts and blessings in our lives, whether we do it on the annual Thanksgiving holiday or make it an everyday intention. Moreover, we hear that the practice of gratitude is good for our spiritual health, our emotional well-being, even our physical health. Yet we don't hear very much that gratitude is one side of a coin, and on that coin's other side is responsibility. Hence, we might think of a statement of gratitude as more than an appreciation or a prayer, but think of it as a pledge. And for our service today, we have a series of passages which have the effect of a pledge of gratitude, and they come from a Thanksgiving address, which is a gift from the nations of the Iroquois Confederation from the area of upstate New York. Anybody here from upstate New York? Originally, it was 5 nations in the Confederation, but later they added a 6th. While the name Iroquois comes from the French, these nations call themselves the Haudenosaunee. This Thanksgiving address is not an address composed for the U.S. Thanksgiving holiday. It goes back much more than that, but it serves as a ritual for indigenous communities and families. Through their Thanksgiving address, though the Thanksgiving address has been around long enough to have been translated into 40 languages, I had never heard about it until I read Robin Wall Kimmerer's book of essays, Braiding Sweetgrass. Dr. Kimmerer calls this address a pledge of gratitude, a pledge of mutual dependence, a pledge of responsibility. It is often recited by the Haudenosaunee children and adults in their families and in community gatherings, the way the Pledge of Allegiance is often recited to the American flag in schools and other gatherings. This address invites us to consider a broader sense of allegiance, a larger sense of belonging and of responsibility. Here is part of it translated into English. Today we have gathered, and when we look upon the faces around us, we see that the cycles of life continue. We have been given the duty to live in balance and harmony with each other and all living things. So now let us bring our minds together as one. As one, we give greetings and thanks to each other as people. Now our minds are one. We give thanks to all the waters of the world for quenching our thirst, for providing strength and nurturing life for all beings. We know its power in many forms: waterfalls and rain, mists and streams, rivers and oceans, snow and ice. We are grateful that the waters are still here and meeting their responsibility to the rest of creation. Can we agree that water is important to our lives and bring our minds together as one to send greetings and thanks to the water? Now our minds are one. We turn our thoughts to all of the fish life in the water. They were instructed to cleanse and purify the water. They also give themselves to us as food. We are grateful that they continue to do their duties, and we send to the fish our greetings and our thanks. Now our minds are one.
Oh, give thanks for the bounty of nature, beautiful bounty of nature. Oh, give thanks for fields golden and green, for full vines and ripe fruit trees, for sweet breezes and pure crystal streams, where all who thirst may bend down to drink, where fish will leap and every flying thing will sing. Oh, give thanks for the bounty of nature. Beautiful bounty, give thanks.
you, Anthony. Thank you, choir. It's just so wonderful to have you back with us, and all of you as well. Here are 3 more stanzas from the Thanksgiving address. Now we turn our minds to the vast fields of plant life. As far as the eyes can see, the plants grow, working many wonders. They sustain many life forms. With our minds gathered together, we give thanks and look forward to seeing plant life for many generations to come. Now our minds are one. When we look about us, we see that the berries are still here, providing us with delicious foods. The leader of the berries is the strawberry, the first to ripen in the spring. Can we agree that we are grateful that the berries are with us in the world and send our thanksgiving, love, and respect to the berries? Now our minds are one. Now we turn to the medicine herbs of the world. From the beginning, they were instructed to take away sickness. They are always waiting and ready to heal us. We are so happy that they are still among us, those special few who remember how to use plants for healing. With one mind, we send thanksgiving, love, and respect to the medicines and to the keepers of the medicines. Now our minds are one. Blessed be. So it's worth asking whether it is appropriate or suitable for someone like me or Reverend Roger to speak the words of the Thanksgiving address outside of the community that claims them. Robin Wall Kimmerer had the same question, for although she is indigenous, she is not of any of the nations in the Haudenosaunee Confederation. She wrote to leaders from those nations to ask for permission to write about these words and how they shaped her thinking. She says, over and over I was told that these words are a gift of the Haudenosaunee people to the world. One Onondaga man, faith keeper Oren Lyons, told her, "Of course you should write about it. It's supposed to be shared, otherwise how can it work? We've been waiting 500 years for people to listen. If they had understood Thanksgiving then, we wouldn't be in this mess." We're celebrating gratitude today, and as part of that gratitude, we as a congregation give away half of our offering each Sunday to an organization in our community that is making a difference in the world. In November, our community partner is Sacramento Loaves and Fishes. They provide warm meals, essential survival supplies, and services to nearly 1,000 people, unhoused adults and children, every single day. And I'm sure those numbers have gone up during the pandemic because we know the number of unhoused people has gone up. To keep their services barrier-free, Loaves and Fishes does not solicit or accept government funds and relies totally on the direct support of the local community. I encourage you to go to their website and learn more. They also have a monthly call for particular needs. That's an additional opportunity to give, and you can find that on their website as well. So please give generously at our offering this morning in support of this important organization. As you can see up there on the slide, whether you're online, hello Zoom people, or you're here in person, you can set up your phone to contribute by text message now and in the future. You may also go to our website or mail a check here to UUSS on Sierra Boulevard. And if you're here with us in the sanctuary, there's a basket right here just down the steps from the Chalice, and there's another one in the back where you can leave your donation while we all listen to beautiful music by Irina. She's going to play Vince Guaraldi's Charlie Brown's Thanksgiving. Our offering will now be given and received.
Thank you, Irina. That's a favorite. Let's remain seated and sing the offering response. May the spirit of gratitude bless and multiply all that we have, all that we give, and all that we receive.
Here are 3 more stanzas. We are thankful for the powers we know as the 4 winds. We hear their voices in the moving air as they refresh us and purify the air we breathe. They help to bring the change of the seasons. From the 4 directions they come, bringing us messages and giving us strength. With one mind, we send our greetings and thanks to the 4 winds. Now our minds are one. We put our minds together as one and thank all the birds who move and fly about over our heads. The Creator gave them the gift of beautiful song. Each morning they greet the day, and with their songs remind us to enjoy and appreciate life. The eagle was chosen to be their leader and to watch over the world. To all the birds, from the smallest to the largest, we send our joyful greetings and thanks. Now our minds are one. We gather our minds to greet and thank the enlightened teachers who have come to help throughout the ages. When we forget how to live in harmony, they remind us of the way we were instructed to live as people. With one mind, we are sending greetings and thanks to these caring teachers. Now our minds are one. Kimmerer says, the Thanksgiving address reminds us that duties and gifts are 2 sides of the same coin. Eagles were given the gift of far sight, so that it is their duty to watch over us. Rain fulfills its duty as it falls. We need more rain, because it was given the gift of sustaining life. So what is the duty of human beings? Kimmerer asks. If gifts and responsibility are intertwined, if they are one, what is our gift? It is said that only humans have the capacity for gratitude. That is among our gifts.
Today we've heard only a few parts of the address, which goes on longer in its list of the gifts and responsibilities we share as human beings. Kimmerer says that when taken together, the words of the Haudenosaunee Thanksgiving address are a pledge of gratitude, but they are also a social contract. They are a bill of responsibilities and an educational model, a family tree, and a scientific survey of our ecosystem. Here is another stanza. Standing around us, we see all the trees. The earth has many families of trees who each have their own instructions and uses. Some provide shelter and shade, others fruit and beauty and many useful gifts. The maple is the leader of the trees to recognize its gifts of sugar when the people need it most. Many peoples of the world recognize a tree as a symbol of peace and strength. With one mind, we greet and thank the tree life. Now our minds are one. Here are two concluding stanzas to the address. After these words, we will reflect on all that we have received, and during that interlude, we will have music from the piano. So let these words remind us of all the gifts we receive and the responsibilities we share in return. Let us receive our blessings with gratitude and reciprocate with generosity, awareness, courage, and love. We now turn our thoughts to the Creator, or Great Spirit, and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on Mother Earth. For all the love that is still around us, we gather our minds together and send our choicest words of greetings and thanks to the Creator. Now our minds are one. We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things we have named, it is not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send such greetings and thanks in their own way. And now our minds are one.
In a minute, we're going to be bringing our pine cones forward. So if you haven't got one, forgot to pick one up, still want one, they're right here. You can come up as I speak now and get one, because you don't want to be left out. Gratitude is a powerful spiritual practice. And in these troubled times, we can ground ourselves and lift our spirits by practicing gratitude. But as we have learned this morning from the Haudenosaunee people, gratitude is more than a practice for our own benefit. Gratitude is an acknowledgement of interdependence and a pledge of responsibility. Perhaps as you were listening to the words of the Thanksgiving address of the Haudenosaunee people, beloved things came to mind, things for which you feel both gratitude and responsibility. So for our ritual this morning, we will use the pine cone as a symbol of our gratitude and a symbol of our responsibility. Pine cones are the tree's gift to the future, a cone of seeds that sheds in the fall, landing on the earth and offering the potential for new life. They represent our gratitude and our commitment to the earth, to each other, and to all beings. So as you hold on to your pine cone, take a moment to consider your sense of allegiance to the earth, your sense of allegiance to each other and to the world. Take a moment to consider our interconnection, our interdependence. Your task in this ritual is to offer 2 words of gratitude and then place your pine cone here in this wonderful basket on our altar. I'm really hoping that the pine cones get too many to fit in the basket and it spills all over the altar. We will line up on the sides and come around the front, and then move forward to the microphone. So if our worship associates and folks can get ready. So you're going to step forward in 2 lines. So you're going to come around on both sides of the sanctuary towards the front, step forward in 2 lines, and either Karen or Ginny will offer the microphone for you. You're going to share your 2 words of gratitude. And we do ask that you limit it to 2 words. I'm sure you have many, many words of gratitude, so you can carry those in your heart. Once you have placed your pine cone on the altar, you can continue down the center line and head back to your seat around the sides of the sanctuary. And those of you at home, we haven't forgotten you. I hope you have found some kind of object or even written a few words of gratitude on a piece of paper. But you can open up your chat box, and once we begin the ritual, you can indicate your 2 words of gratitude in the chat, and Reverend Roger will be sharing those with everyone. But also turn on your camera so that we can see you on our big screen here in the sanctuary. And our tech crew is going to get everybody up there. Okay. Are we ready? Do we have our 2 words? You will have time in line to think of your 2 words. Let's go. Line up that way, come back around, back down the top.
My kids and my health.
No, it's not on.
Marion and home.
Ivan, the center mic, the pulpit mic's not on.
Health, friends.
Warm grandchildren, trees.
New car.
Pets, family.
Family, love.
Family, trees.
Family and friends.
Friends, family.
Sophie, Andres.
My daughter,
Family.
my home.
And friends.
Hang on.
Friends and pets.
Sunshine, grandkids.
Family, nature.
The good earth.
Love.
Cinnabon, Zia.
Friends and music.
Family and home.
Trees and streams.
My husband and serenity. Family and friends.
peace, and love.
UUSS Supper.
Family, my body.
Community and connection.
Friends, coffee.
Family, friends.
Water, heat.
Community, family.
Time, health.
Kids, Brian.
Dearest Mumsy.
Family and vaccines.
Family and trees.
UUS campus.
Life, friends.
Family and health.
Fresh air.
Health and family.
Lucy, Roger.
Health and family.
Creation, universe.
Elizabeth graduated PhD.
Air and sunshine.
Health and freedom.
Family and friends in UUSS.
Family, poetry.
Life and love.
My cats.
Kaylee and Lila.
Family and home.
Health, liberty.
Food and love.
Family and friends.
Love and joy.
Sunshine, grandkids.
Birds and flowers.
My daughter, my home.
Connection and laughter.
Family and life.
Family and health.
Family and love.
Family and health.
Family and pets.
Affection and patience.
Health and family.
Family, community.
Baby Jack.
Laughter and abundance.
Loved ones.
Joy and peace.
Carol, me.
Family and home.
Science, imagination.
Community and Dante.
Dr. Fauci.
Family and pop culture.
Gaia and life.
6 granddaughters.
Persimmons and mandarins.
Family and friends.
Family and health.
Family and health.
Family and nature.
Family and my dog.
Loved ones.
My garden and my family.
Family and opportunity. Nature and community.
My wife and daughters.
Pets and age. Doctors and healing.
Elders and regeneration.
Lovely wife. Morning fog.
Poetry, music.
Clean water.
Children and grandchildren.
Life and laughter. My thinking brain.
Rivers and trees.
Continuing journeys.
Oceans and stars.
Family and friends.
Cats and family.
My wife and daughters.
My son and my dog.
Family and nature.
This congregation.
Platelets and mountains.
Accordions, fiddles.
Family and nature.
My friends and my family.
Water and trees.
My friends and my family.
Peace and equality.
Music and rain.
My loved ones and my blue green boat of home.
A garden plot.
Family and friends.
Family and education.
My great-granddaughter.
Music and friends.
Peace in the heart.
This beautiful community. Oops. We have shared in our ritual of gratitude. Let the words that we have shared, let the words and the energy of the pine cones imbue us with gratitude as we go forward. And let us return to the words of the Haudenosaunee people as they say, "We now turn our thoughts to the Creator or Great Spirit and send greetings and thanks for all the gifts of creation. Everything we need to live a good life is here on Mother Earth." And they end by saying, "We have now arrived at the place where we end our words. Of all the things that we have named, it is not our intention to leave anything out. If something was forgotten, we leave it to each individual to send out such greetings and thanks in their own way. And now our minds are one. Blessed be."
In our jubilant appreciation for all the gifts we have received, let us send them back in full as we sing "For the Earth Forever Turning." Please stand.
But not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we are together again.
Please repeat line by line after me our words of benediction. And please reach out to the world, reach out to one another, reach out to this gathering. May faith in the Spirit of life.
May faith in the Spirit of life.
Hope for the community of earth.
Hope for the community of earth.
And love of the sacred in ourselves and one another.
And love for the sacred in ourselves and one another.
be ours now and in all the days to come.
Be ours now and in all the days to come.
Blessed be, go in peace. Namaste.
Blessed be, go in peace. Namaste.